Hey, welcome back to Evil's Comics. I'm Evil Mike, and I got a couple reviews for you. We just got done with Batman Day that happened yesterday. It was Batman's birthday, and they gave out free comics. I kind of like skimmed through them, but I was looking forward to reading one of them. Um, they gave out three comics. One was the Batman Fortnite, the first issue, and then these two are kind of like preview issues. But this is from my boy Review. He had asked that I reviewed one of these, so I went ahead and took care and read both of them, and I'm going to review them for you. First up, I'm going to take care of this one. This is Batman Night Watch. I'm not sure if this is going to be an ongoing series that is coming out soon, but I'm pretty sure this is the whole first issue, not just a preview. Um, and it's broken down into two stories. Basically, the first story is set up. Batman is trying to. They kind of explain that there has been a bombing that happened at Arkham. Some villains have escaped. At the moment where the story takes place, Batman is in the pursuit of Clayface. Um, Clayface being Clayface, Batman has tangled with him a couple different times. It's always weird on these side stories on where this takes place. Um, there are certain things, like I'll show you right here, because there are characters in the story that we come in contact with, like Batgirl. And this isn't current continuity because she would be Oracle, but that doesn't mean this isn't another Earth or multiverse situation, or stuck just in main continuity but in the past. But we do get up to, with Batman, he's trying to capture Clayface. In the process of trying to capture him, he kind of sneaks away. And that's where Batgirl comes in. She's already in the process of, kind of turning into the Oracle and using her computer skills. She starts hacking cameras, trying to find out where, Clayface had slipped away. They do manage to locate him, deducing who he kind of turned into, because that's his whole stick. Is he'll show up as the Clayface entity, and then he kind of changes into a person. They do show Batman and Batgirl doing different numerous, detective work. Batman stating that they just don't have the eyes in the city that they need to. Eventually they do spot Clayface, and Batman kind of goes down this alley where he saw Clayface go down, like where he ran down. And as soon as he gets there, he runs into Robin. Robin is like circled back around and is caught up with Batman, and Batman instantly is like, "Man, it's past your curfew. What are you doing out? We have this. We don't need your help." And Robin stating, "Oh man, I really wanted to help," and he even says like, "Gee Willikers." That's when Batman realizes that it's not Robin at all. It's Clayface doing his impersonation of Robin, and the G Willikers, and the fact that he had a curfew. He stated that Robin is actually out right now on a training, program or whatever. He does end up having to call the Batmobile, using some sonic technology, but he is able to subdue Clayface. But he kind of goes back into the iteration that they kind of need more eyes and ears in Gotham, and it's kind of like the origin of the name behind the comic. He forms the Night Watch, and he kind of states that he's gonna come up with this app or program to allow like regular people that want to help out Batman the ability to kind of DM him and be like, "Hey, I kind of saw this," or "I kind of saw this," and it's kind of up to like Batman and Oracle and whoever's a part of it, Batgirl, whether that it's tips, or it is real information, or somebody messing with them. We do get to the second story, and it is like Batgirl's like she's in pursuit on an investigation of a stolen diamond, and she has got a tip that it is Catwoman. She has currently cornered Catwoman and is fighting her, and Catwoman the whole time stating that it is not her, that she has the wrong person. Batgirl eventually does take her word for it and leaves, goes back to the Batcave where she runs into Bruce, and Bruce kind of telling Batgirl that she should have listened to him because he kind of told her, hey, my girlfriend's not the thief, and he kind of puts her in the right direction. He's probably already figured out who the thief is. But he does state that there are a couple other criminals that would be after diamonds, but one specifically that kind of likes diamonds when he goes out. And he kind of, puts more of a hint on the emphasis because he is working on like heat technology for his bat suit. They do get a last minute phone call from like two different people at the same time. It ends up being like a member, like not a member, but somebody from the Night Watch program. It's a little kid, and he has seen like a bunch of people heading to a warehouse down by the docks. And then at the same time, they also get a phone call from Nightwing saying that he has located Mr. Freeze, exactly the person that they were looking for. And of course, just like the kid stated, it's down at the docks at this warehouse. Kind of like proving that the Night Watch program is kind of working at the moment. But we do see that Nightwing is taking out the thugs, and eventually he is frozen by Mr. Freeze. Batgirl and Batman quickly, get into pursuit. We see that Mr. Freeze is, he is building this world domination laser, and this freeze laser that he's basically going to, freeze Gotham City. Eventually, Batgirl and Batman do bust into the warehouse and start beating up the, his little minions that he's got, and eventually they take down Mr. Freeze, and it's really due to Batman using his like heat technology suit, and eventually, while saying some kooky puns, Batman does end up taking down Mr. Freeze. And really the puns are related to the story, the title of the story. The title of the story was named Black Ice, and the puns are all kind of like, Batman tells a story about how criminals are a lot like black ice. You're not really looking out for it, but they can always be underneath you at any time, ready to strike kind of thing. But that was this issue of Batman Night Watch, and it was actually pretty good. The two little split stories, the first one being the origin of that, whatever that program is, and the second one kind of a little more of the proof of it working. Alright, the comic that was requested for me to review, and it was a really good read. This is a graphic novel that was released yesterday and is available for sale right now. And it is basically a collection of short stories from artists and writers around the world for their specific country. It's tag team, like a writer and artist from that country. This preview, you get like, I think it's 3 or 4 little short stories and basically previews from those selected countries. I want to say the stories we get are from America, Korea, and we'll leave it at that for a second because I don't want to say anything wrong. I do know the first story is from Brian Azzarello and Lee Bergamo on the art, and I'm sorry if I mispronounce their names. I do appreciate both people. I love his art and the story behind Brian. But basically, it's kind of like a sum up of Batman. This first story, it kind of starts at the origin. It jumps forward, and it's basically flash forward through some of his more epic villains that we know, like Penguin right here. Of course, the art is just stellar. I love the more realistic look on Batman, especially right here with this Bane. The homage to Bane breaking the bat. It's basically just touching on certain tidbits of Batman's life. The story that goes behind what is going on, and he's basically it's actually a really good story that goes on, but it's a lot about it's talking about Batman and the way he views Gotham, and his view of Gotham is basically he kind of sees woman he kind of sees Gotham as a woman. I had a brain fart there, but you know, and the way he thinks about it is like he'll do anything to protect his woman. If you know, look at his woman wrong, you know, if you know, and I mean, we kind of know Batman's like that. Um, and I love Batman for that. It's one of my favorite fun facts about Batman. It's, yeah, a lot of people think he is a, you know, mainstream Justice Leaguer. He is not. He is a part-timer because he is more. He's more worried about Gotham than the world. You know, he'd rather protect the. He believes there's enough heroes to protect the rest of the world. I would like to say that you know, there is an Easter egg right here, like to some other events, like we see the gray and blue outfit, which is my personal favorite from the '90s and the '80s, and then we have right here from recently in the 2000s, we have the Lego Batman. I think it's like a penguin in the Lego Batman form, which is really cool. I love Easter eggs like that. This has to be my favorite piece of art they did. I would love this as a poster, but this Joker, you know, leaving the crime scene as Batman trying to take him down with Harley, and that, man, if you look closely at Harley and all the detail on her outfit, and oh man, it's just amazing. But basically, that's you know, the whole story is basically what I summed up about him. Batman, you know, the way Batman sees Gotham being, you know, his lady and what he would do to protect his lady. Next up is a story from Korea. We get a black and white picture of you know, kind of Batman lurking over a Korean-looking, not really a gargoyle, but you know, maybe something to that effect. It starts off, and we are at a Wayne Tech facility in Korea, and like Batman is showing up there, and he is you know, trying out some kind of like it's this like digital tech, you know, kind of like a 3D printer style thing where like he like physically makes his bat suit right there in front of him, and he uses, you know, all these different you know, Kevlar technology and nanobites or something like that. But he does make this suit while he's there at this Korean facility. And then it's just basically like him gaining information, you know, about you know, a criminal organization that has, you know, set up in Korea, and then we get this amazing spread, this black and white spread. I love the art right here. It's so weird because it's not Korea is not known for doing mangas. That is a Japanese thing, but this has like a comic slash manga feel, and I love that. I really do believe it represents that Korean feel. If they have, you know, and I'm pretty sure they do have Korean mangas. Okay, so next up, and this is phenomenal. When I got to this page, it just blew my mind. Some of the art in this book, but this is the German story, which I myself am half German. But right here, this man, the like demon-looking thing behind Batman, and I was really hoping this would be like a new villain that was being introduced, and you could say it kind of is, because this short story, and I really do love the art in this. This story, I do know a comic that this artist and writer are attached to. It is from Ablaze. It is Gung Ho. I think they have like 5 volumes to the book going on right now, and I see it all the time, and I just want to pick it up after seeing this art. And I've seen a lot of Gung Ho. I think I might grab it the next time I see it. But we are catching up with Batman. He is in Germany, in you know, the Alps. I think it says like Severian Alps. You know, in the outskirts of Germany, and they show like this, you know, kind of like a Norse religious looking town in the middle of nowhere. We see that it is being protected by these demon looking sentries, but they are just guys in costumes or whatever, and we have these 2 activists that are being brought to this cabin, and they are supposed to be these like eco-friendly activists that are trying to save the world, like, you know, talking about climate control, you know, and water preservation, and you know, that kind of stuff. But they are being brought to this cabin, and they don't know why. When they get there, they find out quickly, or we know why they're being brought there, but they don't, because you know, this is German and Germany, and that they're not used to this, but they are being brought here by the Joker. The 2 activists, upon meeting the Joker, they kind of make different statements about, like, he looks like he belongs in a lunatic factory. They even make statements about his guards looking the way they do, and Joker makes a statement about like he loves the idea that they look like demons from this world, and the guy that they bring in is some kind of like historian on the folklore of where they are, and he even states that he's using the wrong demons, that he's got the folklore wrong. But we get to what Joker kind of has planned, and basically Joker has brought them here, and he does reveal that he has like one of the people that they are against. They have been doing protests, and they've been trying to get this like corporation to back down or something like that, and Joker has kidnapped the like CEO of that corporation that they are up against, and he has attached a bomb to that CEO, and he is basically like gift wrapping the person that they are against to these eco-friendly people. And they're basically like, look, you're trying to do your protest, you want to stop that, and let me help you out. Let me just give you the guy right here, you just kill him, it stops all that right now. And it's really these two people, they just don't know who they're dealing with, and of course they're like, well, we're not going to kill him, what are you doing, and that's kind of where it leaves us at right there. I didn't mention this, but each one of these are previews. They're not the complete story. They just give you a little taste of the story. Like the Korean one was very short. Of course, they are in the real graphic novel. The real complete stories are a lot longer. This just gives you a little taste of the art, a little taste of the stories. At the very end, they do give you like basically covers from all the other countries, and it was one of the things I kind of wanted to see, because one of the things I was most interested about this, and I love different cultures, different countries, and is the different depictions on how you can take one character, but because of your culture, how the world is raised around you, you might view that character differently. He might act differently. He might look differently, and that is kind of one of the interest of this book. Of course, I love Batman. And eventually I will plan to get this book, maybe not, right now at its current price, but, eventually as it, maybe drops in price. But they do show you a lot. Like, I do love China's rendition. Man, it's just like the armor on Batman looks so stellar. I do like Turkey's version, like France's looks cool, like a Noir style, but yeah, this is basically the preview to Batman the World, and that was Batman Night Watch. I hope everybody had a great Batman day, was able to grab some comics. If not, I'm pretty sure the shops might still have some leftovers. Most people did not even know it was an event. My LCS did not even advertise it. But I will be back with you shortly, and I hope all y'all have a great day. Let's like, comment, subscribe. Those likes, those comments, they're all free. Doesn't cost a thing. Just a little bit of time. All right, guys. Bye.